and welcome to episode 2 of It's Showtime. We have a lot of fun things for you in store today. We are going to go over some Go Fish, 2 amazing crafts, a take-home activity, so much in store for you today, so you need to stay tuned. Hi, Junior. I hope you're having a wonderful time learning lots of new things. Hi, Sophia. I hope you're having a wonderful time playing lots of fun games with your sister. Hi, Maddie. I hope you're having a great day. Hi, Vikram. I hope you're having a fantastic week. Hi, Adeline. I hope you've been singing lots of Frozen songs. Kurtie, I hope you've been singing so many songs. Are you excited for this week's episode? I am. So you better stay tuned. For today's story time, we are going to be reading Moose's Loose Tooth. Now, I picked this story because, sometimes in kindergarten or grade 1 or grade 2 or even longer, you start to lose teeth. It may seem scary, but don't worry, it happens to everyone. So today we're going to read a good story about our friend Moose who loses his first tooth. And a funny mishap and adventure happens. So let's get into reading Moose's Loose Tooth. Moose walked into a tree and bumped his tooth. Ouch, he cried. These big teeth of mine are always getting in the way. He felt his tooth with his tongue. My tooth is loose, he said. It's a wibbly wobbly tooth. That kind of reminds me of the wonky donkey. When it falls out, I can put it under my pillow for the tooth fairy. I bet she's never seen a moose tooth before. Several days passed and Moose's tooth was still wibbly wobbly. He was tired of waiting for it to fall out. Just then, Bird came by. Tooth trouble, eh? Asked Bird. Let me help. Bird grabbed onto Moose's tooth with his beak. Who imagined that? He pulled with all his might, but that tooth held tight. Stubborn tooth, said Bird. Just then, Tiger came by. Tooth trouble, eh? Asked Tiger. Let me help. Tiger pulled Bird. Bird pulled the tooth, the wibbly wobbly tooth. They pulled with all their might, but that tooth held on tight. Stubborn tooth, said Tiger. Just then, Zebra came by. Tooth trouble, eh? Asked Zebra. Let me help. Zebra pulled Tiger. Tiger pulled Bird. Bird pulled the tooth, the wibbly wobbly tooth. They pulled with all their might, but that tooth held on tight. Stubborn tooth, said Zebra. Just then, Giraffe came by. Tooth trouble, eh? Asked Giraffe. Let me help. Giraffe pulled Zebra. Zebra pulled Tiger. Tiger pulled Bird. Bird pulled the tooth, the wibbly wobbly tooth. They pulled with all their might, but that tooth held on tight. Stubborn tooth, said Giraffe. Just then, Elephant came by. Tooth trouble, eh? Asked Elephant. Let me help. Elephant pulled Giraffe. Giraffe pulled Zebra. Zebra pulled Tiger. Tiger pulled Bird. Bird pulled the tooth, the wibbly wobbly tooth. They pulled with all their might, and finally that tooth took flight. It flew past Bird. It flew past Tiger. It flew past Zebra. It flew past Giraffe. And it flew right into Elephant's mouth. Now that's kind of gross, don't you think? What can we do? Asked Moose. Moose looked at Bird. Bird looked at Tiger. Tiger looked at Zebra. Zebra looked at Giraffe. Giraffe looked at Elephant. You can have one of my tusks, said Elephant. No, thank you, said Moose. The Tooth Fairy wants to see a moose's tooth. You're coming with me, Elephant. So Moose, with a little help from Bird, Tiger, Zebra, and Giraffe, picked up Elephant and carried him to Moose's bed. You're sleeping here tonight, said Moose as he shoved Elephant under his pillow. I'm telling you, an elephant would not fit under my pillow. Would he fit under your pillow? The next morning, after a bumpy night's sleep, Moose woke up. He lifted his pillow and found Elephant there, fast asleep. Who knows, maybe Elephant snores. Wake up, Elephant, said Moose. We need to see if the Tooth Fairy came. Elephant moved from underneath the pillow. Where he had slept were 5 shiny quarters. 1 for Moose, 1 for Bird, 1 for Tiger, 1 for Zebra, and 1 for Giraffe. Where's my quarter? asked Elephant. Did the Tooth Fairy forget me? Moose and Elephant lifted the pillow once again. Let's read the note. It's from the Tooth Fairy. I wish I had gotten a note from the Tooth Fairy. Dear Elephant, thanks for guarding Moose's tooth. Super job. Love, the Tooth Fairy. Attached to the bottom of the note was a shiny silver dollar. Elephant looked wide-eyed at Moose. Moose looked wide-eyed at Elephant. Wow! So that's what happens when the Tooth Fairy visits, said Moose. I think I have a loose tusk, said Elephant. And together they went to find Bird. The end. I hoped you liked my story. And who knows, maybe when you have a tooth next time, somebody will help you pull out. I just hope it's not a bird or an elephant or a tiger for our next fun activity. First Go Fish song we're going to work on today is Oceans of Fun. Now I know you're already all experts at this song, but let's break it down step by step. So our first move on Oceans of Fun is hula. So we go oceans of fun, then we go the other way. We're playing in the sun, then we go back the other way. Oceans of fun, and on the word swimming, you do your best Olympic swimming. We're swimming till the day is done. Then we hula again. Oceans of fun. Now, next part, it's one for all and all for one. And we're gonna go really big arms, because out in the beautiful big blue sea that reach all the way to the sky, it's oceans of fun. You rocked that. Go through it without the music, one time through before we add in the music. Ready? 5, 6, 7, 8. Oceans of fun. We're swimming in the sun. Oceans of fun. We're swimming till the day is done. Oceans of fun. Ready? It's all for one and all for one. 'Cause out in the beautiful big blue sea, it's oceans of fun. Oceans of fun, we're playing in the sun. Oceans of fun, we're swimming till the day is done. Oceans of fun, it's one for all and all for one. 'Cause out in the beautiful big blue sea, it's oceans of fun. Arts and crafts section, we are going to be making 2 projects. One art piece, which we'll be working on right now. For our first art piece, we are going to be focusing on a Canadian artist. Now, this Canadian artist's name is Ted Harrison, and Ted Harrison is famous for painting pictures of the Yukon. And if you look on the map, the Yukon is just above the sea. Now what's very cool about Ted Harrison is his pictures are very simple and use very simple shapes but with lots of color. So I'm going to show you what we're going to be making and then we're going to go through it together step by step. So this is the piece of art that we will be making, and you'll have a finished product just like this by the time we're done. Now you can keep it in a book, you can put it on a wall, you can do whatever you want with it. You can draw it on a piece of paper, on some cardboard, on some cardstock, whatever you have at hand. On to supplies. This week, the crafts are very simple with things you have at home. Now, the first thing you're going to need is a piece of paper. This can be a piece of paper, a piece of cardstock, construction paper, whatever you may have at home. Second, you're going to need a pencil, a Sharpie, and lastly, it's your choice. Now, for my project, I used oil pastels because that's what I happen to have at home, but this craft and this art piece will work with crayons, pencil crayons, paint, oil pastels, whatever you have at home as long as they're bright colors. Let's get into it. Step 1 is to grab our pencil. Next, we are going to draw 3 to 4 buildings on our paper. Now, you don't want your buildings to be too big or too small, otherwise we won't take up enough paper or we'll take up too much. Now, the goal of this is to make sure that our buildings are different sizes. So here we go. Garages, and don't forget to add the roofs. Draw some skinny, some big, and some medium. Now I have drawn 4 buildings, and then I'm going to go in and add the rest of the roofs. A key feature of Ted Harrison is that he doesn't feature a ton of detail. But don't worry, we are going to add on windows and doors to our painting. Let's do that now. Next, we can add on little doorknobs. Next, we want to add on windows. Now, don't do too many windows because then our painting will begin to look too cluttered. So, on this building, I'm going to add 1 big window. And don't worry if the lines aren't perfect. If you want, you can use a ruler. But for this, I'm just going to draw them freehand. Then on this one, I'm going to draw long windows. On this building, I'm going to draw little windows. And on this building, I'm going to draw 2 large windows. Good. Now, since Ted Harrison's art usually takes place in the Yukon, and in the Yukon it's very cold, so they need something to heat their house. So, on one of the buildings, I'm going to put a chimney. And do you know what comes out of a chimney? Take a second to guess. Did you guess it? That's right, smoke. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 1 very large pillar of smoke. Starting from the top of our chimney, going through our building all the way around to the other side. Good. It looks wonderful so far. Now, your next step is to outline with a Sharpie. Next, we take our Sharpie or any black marker to outline all of our buildings. Ready? Want to see a magic trick? From just like this, it's going to go from pencil and just like that, our picture is all outlined. Now I added an extra step, which is optional, which is going through and erasing all the pencil lines. Now, the next step is my personal favorite. We are going to go in with our colors and color all the different elements. So let's start with the buildings. Want to see a magic trick? Let's start with this building. And just like that, our first building is colored. Let's go on to the second building. Looky there, the second building's now colored. Let's go on to the garage and our last building. 3, 2, 1. Now let's go on to doing the roofs together. 3, 2, 1. I'm pretty magical, right? And just like that, all the roofs are colored. Next, we're going to do every single door. Now you can do the doors different colors or the same color. It's all up to you. Now we've colored all our buildings. Our last step before we go on to the background has something to do with my special yellow crayon friend that just appeared. Now what we're going to do is we are going to go and we're going to color every single yellow window yellow. Because sometimes when you look outside, when it's darker outside, it looks like the windows are yellow, glowing from the light inside. Let's color them now together. Now before we add in our smoke, we're going to go in and add our sunset. Now, can anybody tell me what colors are in the sunset? Good, those are great answers. So you're going to find red, orange, yellow, colors like that for your sunset. Now, you want to make 2, 3, or 4 lines to look like the sunset. So I'll show you now. So make swoopy lines that go through the building. I'm going to do 3. For my sunset, I've chosen red, orange, and yellow to match with the colors of my building. Now, I'm going to start with the lightest color, which is yellow, at the bottom of Lastly, I'm going to go in with red and finish off the top of my sunset. It looks beautiful. Now, to finish off our painting, we need to fill in the black steam or smoke that's coming out of the house. Then with our black, we're going to go in and fill in our smoke. Ready, set, go! And just like that, you've created your very own Ted Harrison inspired art. We can't wait to see what you create. For our next segment, we're adding something new this week. This week, you're going to come with me to my kitchen, and we're going to try a really cool science experiment. I can't wait to show you. We're now going to make our DIY lava lamps. Now what you're going to need is a bottle, some water, food coloring, oil, vegetable or baby oil, and then you're going to need your parents' help for this. It's something called Alka-Seltzer tablets. You're going to only need one, and then you'll break it up into 4 little pieces. So first step is to take our oil and to pour a little bit. Then we are going to mix our food coloring. Then we're going to slowly pour in our food coloring liquid. Now this is where the fun comes in. We take our Alka-Seltzer and 1 tablet at a time. Now on to song number 2. Now before we go into the actions, we need to make sure we enunciate. Does anyone know what the word enunciate means? That's right. It means saying our words slowly and clearly. So let's work on the words first. So let's get out our books and say the words together. 3, 2, 1. A shark may have 3,000 teeth, some on top, some underneath. When we chew, we might just leave a mark. That's what it is to be a shark. We're sharks, leaving our marks. We're sharks, leaving our marks. Not outlaws, just using our jaws. We're sharks, leaving our marks. That was wonderful. Now, let's add in some more motion. So, for the first word, a shark may have 3,000 teeth. So, we have to get our wrapping pose. A shark may have 3,000 teeth. Some on top, we're going to point up, and some underneath, we're going to point down with our fingers. Good. Then the words are, when we chew. So, show me your best. When we chew, we might leave a mark and take a big bite forward. And then back to our wrap pose. That's what it is to be a shark. And then we go back and forth. We're sharks, leaving our marks. We're sharks, leaving our marks. Then we're going to go, not outlaws, just using our jaws. So point at your jaw and then go back to your wrap pose. We're sharks, leaving our marks. Good, you're fantastic at this. Let's go through it one more time without the music before we add in the music. Okay, ready? Get your pose. A shark may have 3,000 teeth. Some on top, some underneath. We chew, we might just leave a mark. That's what it is to be a shark. We're sharks, leaving our marks. We're sharks, leaving our marks. Not outlaws, just using our jaws. We're sharks, leaving our marks. Awesome. Let's add in the music. our supplies. 3 ingredients, very simple, and all things you have at home. The first is some conditioner. And now what I did, which is really helpful, is just to get the ones that you find from hotels. Some cornstarch that you might have in your cupboard for baking or for thickening sauces. A spoon. A big mixing bowl. And this last one is optional, but I have 3 food coloring. Now, what we're gonna do is we're going to start by squeezing some of our conditioner into our bowl. We want to see how much we put in our bowl, and we want to put the same amount of cornstarch in as is conditioner in our bowl. Looks about right. Then we're gonna start to mix. Then I'm gonna put in some more cornstarch and some more conditioner. And we're going to add the 2 ingredients in until we get the consistency of dough. Conditioner and cornstarch. Now, once you've reached the right consistency, like I've reached here, you can add, you have 2 options. You can add a little color in, like I'm gonna do. I'm gonna add in 1 drop of blue, and then you're going to mix it in, and then you can make shapes. It's like homemade Play-Doh. And you have your very own cloud dough. Now, if you want to keep it for multiple days, it'll last up to around a week, depending on how much conditioner is in there. You can keep it in a sealed Ziploc bag, and you have your own homemade dough. For today's take-home activity and our last activity of this episode, I want you to go outside. When you get outside, use sidewalk, chalk, and draw an encouraging message either in your backyard or in front of your house or your apartment, just to show other people some kindness. We'd love to see what you create. That's a wrap on episode 2. We hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for another full episode next week. Bye, everyone.